But once it get close to that time, you know what I mean, it's time to go to work, you know. And when we go to work, I know what comes after that.
Well, I see their weakness. That's what I do. We broke the code with Loma that nobody had ever done. We couldn't we didn't let him get comfortable in there. You saw that. Within like 8 rounds, he didn't know what to do. I did the same thing with Josh Taylor. We're gonna do the same thing with Shakur.
This is the fight that I've been kind of waiting for my entire life. I didn't have to make this fight. This fight, I could have just stayed at 135 pounds, sat comfortable at 35. I don't feel like no fighter at 135 can beat me. I made this fight happen because I know Teo is one of the guys at 140.
The tension exploded at the press conference as Terrence Crawford lost his cool, locking horns with Teophimo Lopez Sr. Sparks flew when Crawford's warning cut through the air like a lightning strike. Step into the ring, and Shakur will make your son pay. The room froze as the boxing world watched in disbelief. This wasn't just words, it was a deadly promise, a storm brewing, signaling that when the gloves come on, only one will walk out unscathed.
Every last one of them, stuff a mud hole in there, and he gonna be next. Watch.
Unshaken, Teophimo Lopez Sr. fired back with cold confidence, asserting that his team has dissected Shakur Stevenson's every move. We've watched him frame, step, and counter. We know where he's vulnerable, he declared, eyes blazing with certainty. Every jab, every feint, every calculated step has been analyzed to perfection. Lopez Sr. believes these weaknesses are the keys to unlocking victory, and he's ready to exploit them. The challenge was set, the stakes higher than ever. Shakur is walking into a minefield.
We want a competitive fight. We do this for fans, ever since my son started this, I told him,
Terrence Crawford leaned in with unwavering confidence, issuing a chilling warning to the Lopez camp. Shakur Stevenson isn't just another fighter, he's a nightmare inside the ring, Crawford said, his voice sharp and commanding. His elite skills, razor-sharp ring intelligence, and icy composure make him almost untouchable. He controls every fight effortlessly, dictating the pace and timing like a master. You can't force him into mistakes, he creates them. Underestimating him would be a fatal error, and anyone stepping in with him will feel the full impact.
It's a work of art. The sky is the limit with Shakur. He got the boxing skills and the ability to, do whatever he wants in the ring. And it's going to be very hard to beat Shakur. The skills that he possesses and the smarts that he has. And given the opportunity, I think he can pose a great threat to everybody in the division. And be the last man standing given the opportunity.
Teophimo Lopez Sr. fired back with unshakable bravado, vowing they won't let Shakur Stevenson settle into his usual rhythm. "We're not here to play nice," he barked, eyes blazing with intensity. "Shakur won't get a second to breathe. We've studied every angle, every move, and come fight night, he's going to face the same fate as Lomachenko and all the others Teophimo has already defeated." The warning sent chills through the room, signaling that this isn't just hype, it's a calculated promise of chaos waiting inside the ring.
It'll be a great fight. I want everybody to come see it. If you can't, just watch it on TV.
You've had to come up with some good game plans over the years to beat some great fighters, Lomachenko, Taylor, among them. How difficult is this man, Shakur Stevenson, to prepare for?
Well, I see their weakness. That's what I do. We broke the code with Loma that nobody had ever done. We didn't let him get comfortable in there. You saw that, like 8 rounds, he didn't know what to do. I did the same thing with Josh Taylor. I'm going to do the same thing with Shakur.
The atmosphere ignited when Shakur Stevenson finally stepped up, heat flashing in his eyes as he confronted Teophimo Lopez Sr. "You have no right to fight my battles for me," Shakur snapped, voice cutting through the tension like a razor. The room went silent, everyone sensing the storm brewing. His words weren't just defiance, they were a challenge, a warning that anyone trying to control or underestimate him inside the ring would quickly learn that Shakur answers for himself, and he does it with lethal precision.
You're out of your mind. Okay. My son fought without no ear. I suffer without no air against composers.
You can't fight for
Got
your son.
balls.
You can't fight
You gonna
for your
tell
son.
me, man? Come on.
You can't fight for your son.
I bet you gonna quit.
Behind the scenes, Terrence Crawford has been pushing Shakur Stevenson to the limits, turning training into a battlefield of skill and strategy. Day in and day out, they drill relentlessly, perfecting every punch, footwork pattern, and defensive maneuver. Crawford isn't just mentoring, he's sharpening a weapon, helping Shakur anticipate every scenario the ring could throw at him. Each session is a masterclass in intensity, strategy, and precision, ensuring that when fight night arrives, Shakur steps into the ring not just prepared but transformed into an unstoppable force.
Man, I'm scared. You know that? I told y'all what I was going to do. I was going to come out here and beat his ass every game. And look, thinking about saying, let's play again.
Shakur Stevenson stays locked in, eyes on the ultimate prize, his focus razor-sharp as he marches toward championship glory. Every day is a grind. He meticulously follows his game plan, leaving nothing to chance, honing each punch, each defensive move, and every split-second decision. Discipline isn't optional. It's the foundation of his preparation. With unwavering dedication, Shakur refines his skills relentlessly, pushing past fatigue and doubt, ensuring that when the bell rings, he steps into the ring at his absolute peak, ready to dominate and prove why he belongs at the top.
Went up to 140, I said, let me get the Ring Magazine champion. Let's fight that guy. Let's fight the guy that's the guy. All that more pressure stuff don't mean nothing. As long as I'm like locked in and I'm focused on what I'm supposed to be doing, nothing else matters around me. That 4-weight world champion, it means everything to me. That's me separating myself. A lot of these guys that they claim is the guys nowadays, none of them can say that they are a 4-weight world champion. Honestly, for a minute before Devin went and did it, none of them could say they was really 3-weight world champion. So now for me to go to the 4th and next level is a different type of thing. And a lot of people got to respect me because at the end of the day, if they don't respect me, they don't got no choice but.
Analyst Henry broke down Teophimo Lopez's fight against George Kambosos Jr., highlighting a glaring flaw in his approach. Lopez's low lead hand can work wonders when he's controlling distance, setting up jabs, and keeping opponents guessing, Henry explained. But the moment he pushes forward aggressively, that same hand becomes a massive vulnerability. Kambosos didn't waste a second. He read the openings immediately, timing his counters with surgical precision. Every forward step by Lopez invited punishment, as Kambosos unleashed powerful, perfectly placed counterpunches. Henry stressed that this weakness isn't just a one-off, it's a pattern. Against an intelligent, patient fighter like Shakur Stevenson, exploiting that low lead hand could be the key to disrupting Lopez's rhythm and turning the tide in the fight.
Teophimo Lopez has a bit of an issue. It's something that it's not always an issue, but it's something that certain fighters can turn into a weakness for him, and it's something that is a weakness for him when he fights the way he did in this fight. And that is the low lead hand that he has. It's great when you are trying to set things up. It can be really good when you're jabbing because it's out of your opponent's eye line very often. They can't see it coming. But when you're being this aggressive, it simply does not work, in my opinion. And there were multiple times in this fight where George Kambosos just let Teo come to him and caught him with powerful, aggressive counter punches. I'd say that Kambosos found his range and his timing very, very quickly in this fight, and I'm just going to show you a couple of moments here in round one that really stood out to me where Teophimo Lopez was being exceptionally aggressive. So you can see with this lead hook here that George Kambosos lands as a counterpunch. It's a very, very key shot for anyone who is facing Teophimo Lopez, and I'm just going to break it down for you now. So the thing about Teophimo Lopez is, because he can be very lunging.
Analyst Henry dissected a pivotal moment in round one, spotlighting the danger in Teophimo Lopez's lunging style. Watch closely when Campbell's lead hook lands perfectly as a counter. That's textbook exploitation of Lopez's aggressive tendencies, Henry said. Lopez often lunges forward, loading his front foot, then shuffling in with a wide pendulum step, keeping his hands low despite a tucked chin. It looks flashy but comes at a cost. Balance is compromised, leaving him exposed. Kambosos capitalized brilliantly, slipping inside, firing a sharp checking left hook, and then resetting. The opening didn't go to waste. He followed up with a thunderous overhand right that rocked Lopez, leaving him visibly shaken. Panic rippled through his corner as the vulnerability of his stance became undeniable. Henry emphasized that against a precise, intelligent counterpuncher like Shakur Stevenson, these moments can quickly turn a fight from controlled aggression into chaos.
Never expect someone to really attack you from that range in boxing, but he does. And the thing about the way he does this is there's usually a bit of a tell. So watch here. What he does is he takes a step first to load that front foot, which then permits the pendulum step. It allows him to shuffle in, and I'll show you what I mean by that as you're watching here. Let me just do that. 2 small arrows is what I'm looking for. So watch here. Leans on that front foot, and then he goes with the pendulum. Back foot in, lead foot forward, and he lands in this position here. Now you can see the problem with this position here is that his balance is going to be hard to get because his feet are so wide, and his hands are low. So whilst his chin is tucked in, that's good. His hands are low, and as he throws, Kambosos has that lead hand ready and waiting. Watch what happens here. He quickly leans back, he fires that check left hook, and he gets out. Beautiful work. Now the other moment that we need to see from this one is probably the most dramatic moment of his career, where he landed an absolutely huge counter overhand right. And it definitely shocked Teophimo Lopez. It was what caused all the panic in the corner. I don't think he thought he could get up.
As the countdown to fight night intensifies, Shakur Stevenson stands unshaken, exuding calm confidence and laser-focused determination. Every training session, every sparring round, and every drill has been executed with precision, building not only physical mastery but also unmatched mental toughness. Analysts, trainers, and insiders all agree. Stevenson's combination of tactical brilliance, composure under pressure, and technical skill gives him a clear edge over Teophimo Lopez. While Lopez possesses explosive athleticism and raw power, Shakur's discipline, strategy, and adaptability make him nearly impossible to outmaneuver. From his structured training camp to his unwavering focus in interviews, Shakur shows he's not just fighting to prove others wrong, he's fighting to cement his legacy and dominate at the highest level. The boxing world is watching, and come fight night, the stakes couldn't be higher. Don't miss a single moment of this epic showdown. Hit that subscribe button, smash like, and share this video with every fight fan you know, because Shakur Stevenson versus Teophimo Lopez is set to be a battle for the ages, and you'll want to witness it all live and in full intensity.